What's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Want Entertainment. We are here with the glory spot holder, fifth place goddess herself, Rachael of I Survivor 37 Port Royal. Rachael, how are you doing?
Feeling like a loser.
Oh, stop. You are a winner. And honestly, though, you lost the game, but 19 other people will be losers. Do you know, like, are you able to see the silver lining here?
I can say that it's 99.9% my fault, which I'm okay with. Well, I'm not okay with it, but like, I can admit that I messed up. It wasn't, although I like playing bitter juror, like it really wasn't them. It was kind of me. I could say that.
Why do you say that?
Okay. Do you want the whole thing right now?
Yeah, just start where you need to start.
All right. So my fault in the game from merge was when I let Benji go. Now, you guys saw in my confessional in the McDonald's parking lot, I thought I had a genius plan where I was going to pull in Zach and Nolita so the three of us can be like strong or whatever. We can get Benji out because we knew he'll beat us and take it to the end. But that was all me being delusional because obviously they're going to turn on me before they turn on like the rest of Calico, which I thought it wasn't a fucking team mentality, but it is. And it's annoying because I knew Benji would have had my back, but I put my faith into these people who did not put their faith into me back. And it just angers me so much because that's exactly where I made the downfall in the game. Besides like failing the challenge, and that was like a whole mess. Putting my trust in them to have my back to the end. Like I when I was making that plan, I was being genuine. Like I would have 100% gone to the end with them, but they wouldn't have gone to the end with me. And I fell into that trap that I let them have the satisfaction of taking me out. And I hate that, but that's the exact pinpoint I can say in my game that I messed up is because I didn't keep Benji around. And then I put my trust into Nolita and Zach, and they didn't put their trust in me back. I mean, Zach did up until a point, like he said, he was like, I kept you safe for as long as I could. And I was like, okay, well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have gotten Benji out. But no, I literally look like delusional to all of them. They're probably laughing. Hi, Gwen. They're probably laughing at me because I fell into their trap of keeping me calm and cool. Like, it's not going to be you. It's going to be Benji instead. And I'm mad at myself for that. But here I am, fifth place. It is what it is.
Do you really think they're laughing, though?
Probably. I know everyone watching is probably laughing. When they see that confessional, they're going to be laughing.
I'm laughing.
I know you are. I'm stupid loser.
So your biggest regret essentially is voting off Benji.
Yes. Besides like flopping in that challenge, but I can't blame myself for that. Like, but I can blame myself for getting Benji out, putting my trust in the wrong hands. Because I wanted to, okay, my original plea, like if that all worked out, it would have been like, if I actually got in with them and it would have been like, hey, you guys said it was all Blackbeard versus Calico. Well, I stepped in. Helped take out the biggest Blackbeard player that they saw as a threat. And I got in with the Calico people, and I'd have the Blackbeard people in jury that I knew would be on my side regardless. Like I felt like because we had a good connection, plus emotions and stuff. And I would get in with the Calico and I would band with them and say, hey, I know I was on Blackbeard originally, but I'm merging. Like this is me merging. But that was all in my head apparently. And that's why I feel stupid.
What do you think's actually going on? Because like your final three with Nolita and Zach, when you realized or when Zach like first told you that he thinks it's going to be you, obviously you realize, okay, that final three might not be an actual thing. So what do you think is going on?
I think since the max vote, Calico, whatever, came together and was like, we're not letting anybody on Blackbeard win. They feel too safe, blah, blah, blah. And although they're like, we don't want that tribe mentality, like they are doing it. Like, yeah, we were doing it, but like they are still doing it. And they were probably so relieved and probably laughing at me when I said that I would vote Benji out, because that was me extending an olive branch to that side, being like, hey, if you keep me with you, I will continue to vote how you want me to, even if it means getting my own allies out. But that's like not the case. And that's when I like first thought, I was like, okay, maybe like they're not that loyal to me, but I still thought they were. And I mean, it only bought me another week, which is what I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I could have kept Benji. I probably could have kept us both here because we would have had the numbers to get them out. But at first in my head, when I was doing it, I was like, okay, this is a good move. It has to be done. Like, Ty was on board with it too. But now I'm like, Ty and Jazz definitely have a good relationship, which is why they're both there right now and I'm not. And that was like when I was like, come on, like I just did this and it only bought me another week. And that's so embarrassing because I was like, Benji's probably so mad at me for voting him out. And then like I leave right after, he's probably gonna be like, that was like the fault of your game.
Have
And
you
I'm
spoken
like,
to
I know.
Benji? Have you spoken to Benji at all since joining the jury?
I spoke to him and I straight up said, I was like, Benji, I'm sorry for voting you out. I like it only bought me one more week. Like I thought that it would have been the right move in the moment, but like it was just to save myself because it was probably either going to be one of us. And I was like, I had to like do it to keep my own game. And I straight up told him, I was like, that's exactly where I went wrong. And I know that, and I'm upset about it, but just know like I did it for myself. And turns out it only bought me another week. So like I genuinely told him, I was like, I really regret that. And he's like, it's cool or whatever. But like deep down, I'm like, oh, come on.
You want to take a stroll down memory lane with me?
Go for it. Hit me.
So let's like rewind. You weren't even meant to play this game.
Bye. You're
Like,
right.
For the record, for any viewers who actually watch this afterward of the cast who don't know, Rachael was not a part of the original 20.
I did not
And
apply.
thank Gwen Stevens, the queen herself, queen of production,
I know who that is.
knew Rachael from a previous game. If anybody knows the little game called Perception, shout out Perception. Rachael played their most recent season. It was her first game ever.
First game
Didn't
ever.
do too hot.
Yeah.
And so when production of iSurvivor, we needed a female replacement. Gwen did her magic, contacted Rachael, and literally within like 15, 20 minutes, like Rachael had literally all her homework in, pregame homework, which was what we were lacking in the person that she replaced. Like we were waiting like 4 weeks for that pregame homework that Rachael gave us in 15 minutes. So to say the least, Rachel's, at least to everybody but Gwen, first impression was absolutely phenomenal. We were like, wow, okay, this girl's obviously here to play, like she wants to. Gave it to us quickly. But then Rachael,
Yeah.
Blackbeard loses the first challenge and your name is going around. Okay, so like rewind to that time. Do you remember what you felt like? Do you remember the reasons what people were telling you or what you were hearing? Like, help me relive that with you.
Okay, I'll relive that. So it was the get to know me, whatever. And like, I'm just gonna say it. I didn't watch any of the videos. I looked at the notes, but I didn't watch any of the videos. I don't know why. I mean, I had plans and they got canceled, but that's like totally has nothing to do with anything. But like, I never watched the videos. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wing it. I almost got 2 points, but I got 1 point. But I wasn't the only one who got 1 point. But I remember after that, I like joined the Blackbeard call and they were all talking. I joined, it goes silent. I'm like, shit, it's definitely me. I got 1 point. That's embarrassing. Bad first impression. And I knew in that moment, like, in order to stay, I have to talk to people. I have to insert myself into other people's games and say that, hey, like, I'm not ready to leave yet. And that's when Max and I had our first conversation, and he was my first Blackbeard friend. And we started to formulate a potential alliance. And then, like, by the end of that night, like, we had an alliance and a voting block, I guess. And that's like when Benji and Anthony were close, and then like Nay was close with them, and we didn't really know where Ty was at. And then like the rest of us, like Bobby, Livy, Max, me, and Megan were the wild cards. We made that for the first week to keep me here, to get Anthony out, to make Benji's side lose numbers, because we did not like Benji at the beginning. Okay, I can say that. I feel bad about it. And if I watch back my confessionals, I'm going to feel even more bad. But we thought that was all shady. So we had to do that. I almost was first boot, and we wanted to make it a blindside because that's fun. So I was like, I'm actually a really bad actor. Nolita told me that. She's like, I could tell like during the merge or whatever, when my idol was played, she's like, I knew you had it. And I was like, I'm a bad actress. That's totally besides the point. But I was like, oh, like I think it's gonna be me. I heard my name around. Blindside. I think Benji's like intimidated by me, so he reaches out to me with the final two, and I'm like, yeah, sure, like of course, like it'll keep me here. In my head, I'm like, it won't keep me here, but yeah, I almost was first boot, but I made it happen. I did what I had to do. Like since then, like yeah, I was slacking. I didn't watch the videos. Like Rachel sucks, but after that, I was full steam ahead. I'm not going anywhere. My allies aren't going anywhere, and that was that. Mic drop.
So do you think that first round is what pretty much propelled you to where you ended up, which was deep, at least deep, because you all ended up losing so much, and we'll get to that as soon as I'm done with this question. But do you think that first tribal council set you up to position yourself to like be at least the top half of Blackbeard when it came down to it?
I think so. I think that was like my performance downfall, which the social aspect of my game like propelled in that situation, which made people think like, oh, she's not a physical threat, but her social game is there. So like she has a social game. So like maybe she's not as bad to keep around, but like not in a threatening way necessarily yet, because it was first round. We didn't really know each other that much. But I think with that, it kind of like gave me another chance to like redeem myself in the next competition, which I did. And that's kind of what like say, okay, my game balance, like my social game, not my social game, my physical game was here, my social game was here. And then when that second competition hit, it kind of like balanced it out, which I think is what set me in a good position in my alliance, in my tribe. And I wasn't really looked at until the very end of pre-merge. Could I put this light on?
Now, what the heck was wrong with Blackbeard?
We suck. We suck. We tried too hard.
Why?
I don't know, Sandy. I don't know why. We just do. I don't think it was okay. At first, I could say yes, it was a everybody back and forth, like not a cohesive tribe mentality at first because of the blind side, and everyone was like, "Oh, love you, Gwen." Everyone was like, "Oh, Benji's side and the other side," and like everyone's like coming at us. Who are we gonna target next? Because we know we're gonna lose. That was kind of a downfall, but like I feel like the 24-hour challenge kind of like brought us together. Even though we lost, like we all grieved together, and it sucks that it had to be that way, but that kind of got us all thinking on the same page because we got to know each other better personally, and how we like talk and interact, and like not what words we use, but like how we go about things. And we got a good feel of each other for that. And I think that's when it started to be more like, because at first I felt like, because the first vote, for as far as they knew, it was, oh, Rachel sucked at the challenge. So like, because of the challenge, that's the only thing we have to go off of. I feel like it was kind of like that at the beginning. But then once that 24-hour challenge hit, and then we started talking more, and the lines were like blurred instead of like this and this, like it was like starting to come together. I think that's when it felt more like we're in this together. We can't go to another tribal council, you know?
So make it deep into the merge, and then Blackbeard just loses one too many. Why do you think it was you at that point opposed to Benji or Livingston or Max or Ty? Oh, well, Ty was immune, so yeah.
Okay. So I think it was me because, well, I had a feeling at first Max, Livy, and Benji were close. That's what I had been hearing. And Ty was safe, so like by default, it's me. But it's hard to tell. I feel like there definitely is something going on there that I don't know about, which is why it was me, because I felt just as like in good with them. Even like me and Max and me and Livy, like whatever, me and Benji, because he like wanted to work with me at the beginning. I felt like those individual relationships were there, but I think they had a bigger plan that didn't involve me. and me and Ty both probably, but she was immune. So it was me and it fell on me. But I mean, if there's a battle back, like you'll probably win. It like made it was like kind of an annoying cover up, but at the same time, like, yeah, like if there's a battle back, like out of everybody, I feel like I would win. But no, that makes me sound so bad. But no, I just like having the control in my hands, you know? But I think there was something going on there that I wasn't aware of because I was more talking like individually, or like we had the wild card and then we had the four, whatever. And like that was all great, but I feel like there was something else that I had missed, which is why it was me. And it could have been Ty, but she was safe. And I felt like in the moment, like I was like screaming at all of you. I was like, they're just saying that because if I get out, they're gonna blame it on me and not them, and they're gonna look good and Jerry blah blah blah. But like that's how I felt in the moment. But like now I like get it. Like it's nothing I could control. Like I had to put myself out there and do the best I could in that challenge, and I did. I kind of popped it off, and that was kind of like a haha, you guys underestimated me. But
how was it to be the first one to be handed a buff? Like, bring me back to that moment.
Oh my god!
Like getting voted out, winning the challenge, making the merge, like relive like the gamut of emotions.
Oh my god, it was insane. When you literally handed me the buff, I was like, there's no way. Like I got voted out, came back, made merge, got to give a buff to somebody else. Like I was like, what? But that was the tic-tac-toe game was so stressful. Well, getting voted out was sad. Like I cried, I literally cried. I wrote in my notebook, I wrote like messages to everybody. I'm like, if I don't see you guys again. But I had a feeling there was a battle back. So I was like, okay, whatever, I can do what I can. I'm going to put everything into this. It's live. It's like stressful, but I'm doing it. Like I'm doing it. And then I started to flop, and apparently everyone was like, no, Rachel's, you're going to lose. And then I saw I only had 3 at the bottom, and I was like, well, this is my only option now. So that's what I did. I won. I was so relieved when I won. And then I was so much more relieved when you handed me the buff. I was like, I did not just make the merge. You could go back and look at my face. I was like, oh my God. Like, wow. That was like so stressful. And then you told me to give another one, which I already know I have feelings about that decision. But, and then I had to pick pairs. Like, it was a lot. But like, I'm so thankful it was me because I wanted to make merge. That was my goal.
At the tail end of all that great stuff that happened, one of your friends is voted out and misses the merge because of the sequence of events.
Don't say it's because of me.
Well, it's not because of you, but the sequence of events was definitely started by you. It's not because of you, but you giving Max the buff, situating the pairs as you did, indirectly and directly resulted in Livy getting voted out. Was that hard for you to take when you realized, oh shit, Livy's gone? When you were like, what, a day before or that night, it was you, and it actually ended up being him by the end of it all?
Yeah, that was hard. I swear the second that me and Max joined the call on the new merge tribe, the first thing I said to him was, I don't care who comes here as long as it's Livy. And then that happened, and I guess I underestimated everybody else. I don't know. It was hard. I cried. I literally messaged in production. I was like, I need to say something to him because I feel so bad because I felt like it was all at my expense. And that's just not what I wanted at all. It made me so crushed inside. Like I had to take like the rest of like the weekend to like get my emotions back in check because I was so incredibly gutted at that. It still like makes me upset to think about that. Part of it was me, and I know how bad he wanted to keep me here, and my heart, it was 100% going to Livy, 100%. But like I said, my rationale behind it, I know that I'm in good with Livy, but I could extend this out to Max and maybe he'll be like, oh, like I do want to work with you. It was all so on the spot, and it was so too much emotionally for me to deal with. But what happened. I will forever be apologizing to Livy because of it. And Yeah, that was a very hard day. Gwen
Sorry, I
was
was
so sweet.
reading Gwen's message.
Gwen just
Hey,
missed
Gwen.
me. Just missed me talking about how I feel bad for Livy.
I did miss you. I'm the person I'm meeting with is running a little bit late, and so I wanted to listen in and hear your beautiful angelic voice until they hop on.
My annoying voice. Me
No,
crying
it's
over something that happened a month ago.
angelic,
Almost a month ago.
angelic.
ASMR.
What do you think it was? Obviously, like Max's power play at the merge helped y'all. But what do you think it was about Blackbeard's success at the start of merge? Like y'all could have just went bam, 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 and you didn't.
Yeah. I don't really. It was okay. I'm blaming it on that fake idol. I'm blaming it on that fake idol because Max's play with the Inuit spots perfectly executed, beautiful, perfect how it should be. We kept getting Calico and Calico and Calico, and it wasn't until Max that the first Blackbeard was taken, and that was because of that stupid fake idol that I'm convinced was Bobby's fault. But it was that kind of like not only took a blow to Max, but it took a blow to all of us, meaning like, oh shit, like they really are looking at us as one tribe, like together. And then the whole Benji thing and me thinking that I had allies where I didn't, that's kind of what made us kind of get blown back and like snapped into reality check, I guess, because we could have steamrolled because at one point it was even, it was like 4-4 or whatever. But it sucks. We almost went into the merge completely intact, all 5 of us, but wait, going back to that about, can I talk about the idol?
Of course.
That night was bad for me, obviously, but like when I found out Livy gave me the idol, I felt even more bad. But at the same time, I'm like, wait, maybe this was kind of smart. I didn't know he had the idol though. That's the thing. I did not know, which that kind of is a red flag that like, oh, like maybe he's not being honest with me, but that's aside the point. That's like, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, obviously. But I was like, okay, now I have this. I'm in the merge. I have a strong ally in Max, and I have the rest of Blackbeard here. Like, maybe it's going to be okay. But that did not take away the emotional damage that night caused me. But having that idol from him, like, it made me so like happy inside.
What's like your like highlight memory? Like what's going to be like one of the number one memories you're taking away from this experience?
What would that be? I would say getting the merge buff, coming back, doing that comp and coming back. Like that was like my moment. Not giving the merge buff, but getting it myself and realizing like, wow, like I'm here. And also winning my individual immunity. I feel like that was pretty cool. I've never won some, well, I have once in perception, but like it was so low numbers, like, and I beat out everybody by a lot, kind of. So I was like, okay, like look at me. I don't suck, but now I think differently. But no, I don't think differently. Never mind. I think just moments like that, pulling out my idol and the jury's faces, like, and obviously the relationships I made with everybody, like, you know. Oh wait, I do also have a confession about the toilet water. I did not. I did not actually drink communal toilet water.
We don't believe you.
I did not drink communal toilet water. You know what I did? I took a straw. I made it look like it. I put water in my mouth and I spit it out.
We still don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Well, guys, I didn't drink toilet water. I'm not that gross. But nobody
So now that it's all said and done, what are you looking for in a winner? Like, there's 4 people left. What are you looking for in a winner between the 4 of them?
Oh, I hate thinking about that because it's not going to be me. But what I'm looking for in a winner, I love playing bitter juror. That's my favorite role to play. But I'm looking for somebody who was honest with me and upfront with me the entire time and didn't beat around the bush. Like, I feel like, well, Jazz just straight up wasn't honest with me the entire time. So that's a red flag. Nolita was pretty much straight up and honest with me. And like Zach was too. But like, I'm still like mad at both of them for not making my fantasy final three happen. I don't know, but that's not their fault. And obviously I adore Ty. Like, she's been my number one.
I mean,
forever.
question. So
Yes.
you said you were like you're looking for somebody who's straight up open and honest. Nolita and Zach, did they make a final three with you?
Not actually. At least I thought so. I felt like it was okay. Wait, Nolita straight up said she doesn't like making alliances. I don't know if that's a cover up or that's her saying, no, Rachel, fuck you. Like, I don't want to work with you. But
So it wasn't an official final three. It wasn't an alliance like that.
no,
Or was
it?
it?
In my head, it was. I don't know why. But
Dead.
that's me being delusional.
Okay. Oh yeah. So sorry, I interrupted you. So open and you said somebody was like straight up. Other than that, what else are you looking for in a winner?
People who didn't float, like people who won things. I mean, all of them have won things, but I feel like, honestly, I feel like none of them deserve it, but like none of them like stood out to me. Like, I feel like they're all on the same like level. Like, there's nobody that's like, that's a deserving winner. Although everyone can say what they want, like whatever, but like I tried to get in with the other side, but I felt like they were continuing to shut me out, which sucks, but they did keep me as long as they could, like Zach said, which I appreciate. But I feel like there were so many times where I tried to open myself up to the opportunity to like work with them, like vote with them, whatever. And I feel like I just kept getting shut out. I don't know if that's the relationships I had on Blackbeard. I don't know if them not trusting me being a threat, all that other stuff. But that kind of like is something that I'm going to interrogate their asses about. And I'm going to be like, pop off. Like, they're not going to see what's coming. But I feel like that, but I wouldn't say just Ty because she's my teammate and like we had a good relationship, but I think she is positioned in the best place because we kind of like were in a similar position, I would say, but she was the one out of the two of us who actually did make it over there and got a relationship with the other side, which is why she's there and I'm not, because I feel like they let her in, but they didn't let me in, because I feel like when Benji went over to Calico and then when JB3 ship arrives, that all happened. Benji made good connections and brought them back and shared them with Ty, which is not what I would think because I thought he was closer with Olivia and Max. I can't wait to find out all the real facts from the season, but I knew they were close. So I'm like, oh, like Ty and Benji was always defending Brie and Jazz. And I'm like, oh, Ty must have a good relationship with them too. And she like got through to them and I didn't because I kept getting shut out. And I respect that of her, like for doing that, because that's ultimately what I wanted to do too. But not saying I don't want a former Calico to win, but it's just something to consider. Like, if it were to be a Calico, I would want to say, I don't know, actually. I would say Zach because he was loyal to me until he couldn't be. But at the same time, like, I'm bitter because I think that was a bad move because I would have kept him. So if he's the fourth boot, I'm going to be like, I told you so. But not fourth boot, whatever it is, fourth place. But, and also I'd love to see an all girls final three, which is what Jazz proposed to me, but I don't know. I don't know who was behind that, but we'll find out.
So now that you've played iSurvivor, what would be your advice to newbies, potential players, future pirates?
Okay, noobs, listen up. Trust your gut. I did not trust my gut, and I came in fifth, which like fifth isn't bad, but you want to win, obviously. Trust your gut. You can't trust anybody until it's physically down there. So just because you had a good conversation with someone doesn't mean they're going to have your back, basically. And drink toilet water if you have to, because that's funny. Put in everything. Says the person who didn't actually do it, but do it, go all out, have fun, talk with everybody, make good relationships, but trust your gut. Nothing is set in stone until the names are written on the parchment. And if you're bored, send emojis. That's my advice.
You're the best.
You're the best. Also, give Sandy all the praise in the world. Future noobs. I'm saying.
She's so good. She's so good, y'all. And you wonder why she's an all-star, huh?
I'm an all-star. That's funny. Came in with a bang.
What? I don't know. Did I ask you this? Like, what are you taking away from this experience?
I'm taking away the fact that I'm delusional. Just kidding. No, I'm taking away how amazing I met everybody and it was fun and it was all cute and fun and games and the production team was amazing and I had a lot of fun with the challenges despite being a loser. Oh, another advice for the noobs. If your team is losing and losing and losing and losing, don't give up because I was on the losing tribe and I made it to top 5. So that's my advice also, but I'm taking away how fun this was. Like, this was so fun. And like, my life has been so dull, but our Survivor has like brought the life back into me, I feel like. And that's why I'm also mad that I'm out because like, actually, I like the jury. The jury's cool, but I'm taking away all the fun times and the laughs and the cries and the me being a mess and me talking all the time and making relationships with my fellow castaways in production and the alumni if I ever talk to them, etc. Like, this is an amazing community and I'm so happy to be part of it and you're stuck with me forever.
Ugh, love you.
We
So
love Rachel.
I left. Oh, hey.
Hey, Rocky.
No, Rox, you can go because my question is more like a closing question. So
Oh, no, I was just saying. I was just saying we love Rachel. You know, when you came in, I didn't know too much about you. I just knew you came from Perception.
That's awkward.
And yeah, because like you were like a really last minute, which is crazy because you replaced Julia.
Oh my god.
So that's like even more random.
It's so funny. That is so funny to me. She thinks it's hilarious too.
Yeah, so I'm just happy that you came and not knowing much about Survivor and orgs and like completely just like rocked it, like for real. Like you were like a superstar.
So glad I came.
So yeah. Would you play again?
100%, literally in a heartbeat. Put me in right now.
Rachel's coming back for the
Bring
final
Richie back
four.
hour is real.
that was literally my question was, would you, if Rocky like snuck in your Instagram PMs or something or Discord PMs and said, hey, do you want to play again? That was it. So Rocky, you stole the question.
Now you guys thinking the same thing. Of course I would want to come back if you guys would want me back. Like, obviously.
You never
Rachel,
know.
you know how much we've enjoyed you. I'll say it every day until, I don't know, the world ends. You've honestly made this experience so special. Without your presence, Rachel, this season just is drastically different. And it was so nice that we had your presence pretty much the entire time. You were in the finale episode. Like, if this was Survivor, you would have made the last episode where, you know, you didn't win the game, but you were in the final episode, which is a huge feat. And you had such a good story, such a good energy. Like, I don't know, incredible. So continue being you and keep your finger on the pulse in your next game. And yeah.
This is such a good experience. I can't thank you guys enough for throwing my crazy ass into the ring and letting me be myself and play this game and let the competitive spirit in me come out and let me talk for hours and hours and hours and just bring some fun to this game. And every single person that was in the season, like, I'm never going to forget. And obviously production, like I love all of you and I cannot repay you enough for having my back through everything. And it will always, my love will never end for any of you.
Ugh, Rachel, it's a sad moment because your Eye Survivor story is almost coming to an end.
I'm gonna cry.
Do you have any last words for this interview? Because we'll definitely see you in finale night. So you'll get your last look then. But any final words for this exit?
This was rigged very badly. I was supposed to make it to the end. You got exposed for not rigging it right. Just kidding. I love everybody. No hard feelings. I mean, I'm gonna be a bitter juror because that's fun, but I'm not gonna be like a bitch juror, like whatever. But this game was so much fun. Every single person on Blackbeard will be bothered by me till the end of time. Everybody I made a good relationship with during the merge, you're stuck with me. I will play this game in a heartbeat again. I hope to bless this game. Not actually, but bring my presence back to this game at some point, even if it's like tree mail or whatever, just so I can like be like, hey guys, like remember me. But yeah.
Oh, Rachel, love you. And see you tomorrow at the jury roundtable.
Oh yeah.
You'll be there?
I'll be there.
All right. Love you, mean it.
Love you so much.
Love you more much.